It was what I considered to be a normal Friday at work. I knocked off about half hour early, but what happened in that 30 minutes took us on a journey we'd never forget. Arriving at home, the greetings were normal. As I took my things inside, Jesse was busy eagerly setting up his new fish smoker he got for Christmas. Smoked trout was on the menu. After his first failed attempt at lighting the smoker, he handed me the bottle of metho and asked me to pour some in while I tried lighting it again. With the open bottle in hand, we both crouched around the smoker. I poured the liquid in. Woof! Up in flames it went. We both jumped back at the sight of the flames to our faces. I looked at the open metho bottle still in my hand, and I could see the light flicker of flames lapping at its edges. Out of fear of the bottle exploding, I squeezed it, releasing the fiery liquid all over the ground. I looked up at Jesse. I thought he was overreacting, but it wasn't until the liquid had disappeared and the flames went to his clothes that I could see the fire that had consumed him. Panic truly set in as he tried to put himself out. He went to a nearby tap. He could fit his face under, but the rest of his body couldn't fit. Thankfully, he thought to stop, drop and roll while taking off his melting shorts. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. Is this really happening? At the hospital, for an hour and a half, Jesse's parents, sister and I all took turns in rotating the shower head over his burnt body. Naturally, I was stricken with guilt and what-ifs. His lips, nostrils, mouth and chest were all burnt due to the liquid that I had released. His inner thighs and groin area were also burnt, with his outer right leg being most affected, with a lot of it being declared 3rd degree. 2 years on, Jesse is physically healed, but emotionally and mentally we are still both burnt. The nightmares of seeing Jesse on fire and feeling shock and feeling so helpless have gone, but he still carries the newfound fear of the naked flame. There are a lot of morals to this story. The first being, method-laden spirits burns with a naked flame. The container was already lit, we just didn't see it. The other would be, always call an ambulance in an emergency. No matter how close you live to the hospital, or the fear of wasting their time or overreacting. Due to the severity of Jesse's burns to his mouth, groin and nostrils, if we had called an ambulance, he would have been placed in an induced coma with a breathing tube and airlifted to Sydney. That's how serious this was. But because we chose to drive him to the hospital ourselves, we delayed his recovery by at least 24 hours. This is my most valued photo from that time in our lives. It was a quick snapshot Jesse's mum took on her phone, and it's not even very clear, but it is the first time that Jesse walked at the Concord Burns unit in Sydney. What we didn't know was the fire was just the beginning. What happened after that affected us both individually and also as a partnership. It was the depression, the anxiety, the fear of infection, the guilt. I became his nurse. I worked all day and I nursed at night. It was the trips back to Sydney. It all started to take a toll on us, but we made it through. So to me, this fuzzy photo represents our start to the journey of love, forgiveness, understanding, and a newfound appreciation for each other. And this was all due to this life-changing event that we'll never forget. Thank you.